Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here? Welcome back to another video. So here's my live reaction of the Italy and the Austria game for Euro 2020 round of 16. And first things first, man, all I have to say is what a game this was, and give Austria all the credit. I mean, I feel like in the first 90 minutes of the game, Austria, they played way better than Italy have, because in the 90 minutes in regular time, Italy just absolutely, I feel like, were pretty abysmal on the ball, you know. But hey, Italy's defense still made the ultimate key difference, because not gonna lie, Austria, they looked absolutely dangerous at times against Italy. They just did. And, you know, Austria's defense throughout most of this game were also really impressive too, I feel like, because of just how they were able to neutralize Italy's front attack. Like, that was impressive, man. And I legit thought that, because I was on the edge of my seat in this game, I legit thought Austria were going to get that upset and knock Italy out. That would have been crazy. But at the end of the day, Italy still managed to, you know, just be able to just show their perseverance and go through and take the game to extra time. But I think that Austria today, they should be proud of themselves, man. They looked really, really good today. I was really impressed with their performance. And I mean, just for Austria to be able to neutralize Italy's front attack throughout most of this game was really really inspiring, I feel like. And because most of this game, man, Italy throughout the first 90 minutes, I don't know what the heck happened to Italy, but they just completely looked like they didn't know how to, you know, break down Austria's back four. And it took them like exactly 15 minutes to do that. Yeah, 100 minutes. And they were able to get the job done. But one player I want to talk about today is Immobile, because Immobile, he kind of had an off game today. I feel like he didn't really do much in this game. It just looks like that Austria were able to pocket him throughout most of this game. And, you know, in extra time, though, Italy, I'll admit, they pulled through in extra time. They were just able to find that spark that they needed and the momentum in order to break down Austria's back four. And that's all they needed today. And but legit, man, I legit thought for a second that Austria were going to get the upset. Like, bro, imagine how crazy it would have been if that goal by Marko Arnautovic stood, because Marko Arnautovic and both Alba today for Austria, I feel like they had a very, very great game. And I think they were the best players for Austria today. But at the end, man, Italy's back four still was able to prevent the counterattacks. Well, I mean, they prevented Austria from scoring on the counterattacks, but at times Austria, they showed that against Italy, I feel like their defense can be breaking down if you just counter them. And that's what Austria were able to do today so effectively, I feel like, against Italy, is just by countering them. And that's really what they thrived off of in this game, because if it wasn't for that counter by Austria, then Italy probably would have scored a couple of G's from open play in this game today. But towards the end of the game, man, Austria, they were fighting very hard, though. I'll admit, though, Austria, they played way better than I thought how they were going to play, because I thought this was just going to be one of those games where Italy were just going to get a massive win. But hey, Austria, they played Italy very tough today. And that's what you got to respect about this Austria football team, is just how they were able to just put up a fight against a very good Italian side. And Italy, so far, their streak of not conceding goals comes to an end. But I mean, really, Italy, they gotta play way better than how they played in the 90th minutes, because if they are going to be going against teams like Portugal, Belgium, and England, then they can't afford to play like that, like how they did against Austria. Because throughout the first 90 minutes, man, I feel like Italy just played a pretty abysmal. Like, I think Austria, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like Austria played better than Italy throughout the first 90 minutes of the game. And it wasn't until extra time that Italy actually knew what they had to do. You know, that Italy actually knew what they were doing. Because, I mean, throughout most of this game, I was just questioning the sometimes the amount of chances that Italy had. They looked like they didn't know what to do inside the box when they reached Austria's half. They looked like that they, you know, either decided to pass the ball backwards instead of like being, I don't know, instead of being very reluctant to take a shot on goal. Because that's what I take away from this game, is just Italy's reluctance at times to take a shot on goal. But I mean, it seemed like that after extra time, they just had a better mental awareness. Because, I mean, throughout most of this game in the 90th minutes, man, I feel like Italy kind of were caught sleeping at times, because I mean, imagine had that goal by Arnautovic stood, man. Seriously, I mean, Italy, I'll admit, they kind of got bailed out by VAR today, because really, I mean, Austria, they looked absolutely completely incredible in this game. Like, seriously, like they just freaking really just played Italy tough today, and that's what you got to admire about this Austria's team's performance, is just the great performances of Alaba and Arnautovic, because there also came a part in this game where Arnautovic, if it wasn't for his mistimed and bad finishing right there, he could have scored from that over-the-top play where he was able to, you know, get behind an Italian defender. I think it was, who was that guy? I forgot the name of that Italian defender, but I mean, Italy got lucky that Arnautovic's finishing and timing was just very bad, because had Arnautovic had he had better finishing on that play, then Italy probably would have lost this game 1-0. So, I mean, really, tonight, man, was just a pretty average performance by Italy first half, but second half, they were able to pull through, and that's what matters in this game. So, what a day for the Euros, man. This game was way better, in my opinion, than the Wales and the Denmark game, because Wales today, they look like they didn't know, they look like they didn't show up, and Denmark, on the other hand, they played as a team. And but Italy, man, hey, what a performance today by their midfield in extra time to create those changes and finally break down Austria's back four. It only took them about 95 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 95 minutes. So what can I say? A job well done by Italy. But Italy are going to have to play way better than how they played in the first 90 minutes, like I said before. Because if they have to play either Germany, France, who else? England or Belgium or Portugal, then Italy just can't afford to play like that, or else they're just going to crash out of the tournament. Because I really have this feeling that Italy, they can go far in this tournament. They really can. They just got to, you know, be more consistent on the ball today, because I just feel like that they were just pretty inconsistent on the ball. Immobile, he had a very off game today. I feel like that Austria's back four definitely pocketed it. And then Chiesa, he was the, in my opinion, the man of the match, just because he's the one that rescued Italy in this game and saved them from elimination. Because trust me, Italy, they tonight were on the brink of elimination, I feel like, because that's just how good Austria played today, and that's just how much Austria showed up today, especially from Arnautovic and Alaba. Just great performances, man. I just absolutely enjoyed seeing Austria create those chances, because it's like Italy, I feel like we're just giving Austria way too much space inside their own half, because Austria today, man, they look like absolute experts on the counterattack against a very good Italian back four. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to my stream. You just came back from the game. Oh, yeah, I mean, I just spent the whole day watching, you know, the Wales and the Denmark game, but the Italy-Austria game, man, this game was just one for the ages. I actually kind of was thinking that maybe this game was going to go to extra time, but it didn't go, because, I mean, towards the end, Austria, they were really pushing for that game winner, and then, of course, Kalajdzic, he scored the goal for Austria. And speaking of Kalajdzic, man, I feel like that he could have maybe been given a starting opportunity in this game. Was he starting today or no? I don't think he was starting. I think he came on as a substitution, but hey, he brought one back for Austria, and Austria's football team looks pretty promising, I feel like, because in this game, man, Austria, they had 3 shots on target, but they still looked like they were playing like Spain today against Italy on the counter. That's the way that I can describe Austria's performance, you know. Italy didn't lose. They won this game. They won after extra time. They won the game because it was 0-0 at the end. But, I mean, yeah, I also thought Italy were going to win this game at least 4-0. At least I thought to myself, Italy can probably win this game 4-0. But today, just, I got to read about who's the one that underperformed the most for Italy. Because, I mean, really, man, Italy, they could have won this game at least 3-0 if it wasn't just for their bad performances. Because I feel like that they were just definitely caught sleeping at times, you know. I mean, no other way to describe Italy's first half performance. I mean, yeah, maybe the refs did waste a bit of time on that VAR right there. Yeah, that's the problem, is like sometimes when the referees waste time, especially on the VAR, it can get pretty frustrating, I feel like. But But was Arnautovic offside right there? Because I read that Arnautovic was like a foot offside. So, because like that VAR right there was so bailed Italy out, I feel like. Because I mean, really, had that VAR goal stood, I have a feeling that Italy would have gotten knocked out. They just would have. But I mean, hey, Italy at the end of the day, they managed to get that W, and that's what matters. But Italy, they gotta be more clinical on the ball. They gotta be able to, learn that, hey, they gotta like stop with these passes inside their opponents having and just learn to take a strike from distance. Because I feel like at times, excuse me, sorry, I'm on the soccer subreddit right now. One of the top comments is, holy moly, that touch. I don't know which one he's talking about, that goal from the Italian player, or I think he's talking about the head and the chest control. Yeah, that was a heck of a way to control the ball, But I do think that Chiesa should have been starting this game for Italy. I don't know why Italy's manager did not start Chiesa, because if I'm Italy's football manager, I would definitely start Chiesa next game. No excuses. Without starting Chiesa, man, how are Italy going to be able to get past? Because tomorrow we got another batch of really great games and all that. But instead of Berardi starting, I think that Chiesa should have started. Because, I mean, for Juventus, man, yeah, I think Chiesa, I think he plays for Juventus. He's been really good for Juventus. At times like Chiesa, I feel like he's just single-handedly been carrying that Juventus team. And, hey, Italy, hopefully this game's going to be a wake-up call for them, that they got to learn to be more clinical inside the first half. Like, no excuses for that abysmal performance in the first half, just none, man. Like, it might have worked against Austria, but I definitely think it's not going to work against teams like Germany or any of the teams that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. But, hey, still, Austria, they should be proud of themselves, man. I know it's probably a very tough way to lose a game like that, but hey, Austria, man, I feel like that they deserve a lot of recognition too, because they, like I said before, man, they pulled through, and I think maybe Austria can be a dark horse team for the future with the current talent they got, because for them to make it this far was just respectable enough. And then tomorrow, we got the Netherlands and the Czech Republic game, and then the Belgium and the Portugal game. I do think tomorrow that the Dutch are going to squeak out a win against the Czech Republic, because, I mean, I got to talk about the game, because that's the game I'm looking forward to the most, because I'm curious to see how the Dutch can finally perform in a tournament. And tomorrow, I think that the Netherlands are going to win the game 3-1. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be one of those games where Wijnaldum or Depay are going to have a very big game, because I just got to tell you, Wijnaldum has been so crucial for that Dutch midfield with Frankie de Jong. It's not even funny that they can legit produce wonders for him. And then we have the Belgium and the Portugal game. Ooh, that's going to be another very hot game to watch. But I think that Belgium can squeak out that win tomorrow against Portugal. I feel like that maybe Belgium, well, it's tough to say who has the better squad, because both Portugal and Belgium have talent that can match each other up. But the difference in that game, I think, is going to be whether Ronaldo is going to go off in the 90th minute or something, like how he's been known for doing, coming up in the clutch and all that. Because if Ronaldo comes up in the clutch tomorrow, then I definitely think that Portugal are going to be able to squeak past Belgium. And if Portugal get a win tomorrow against Belgium, then they can take on anybody. Well, I mean, I think that maybe Portugal's defense looks vulnerable, because look what happened against Germany. Germany just completely opened up Portugal's defense. And Belgium, their team is very similar to, I feel like, Germany, just not being dependent on one player and just having a really good player and having a really good player in other positions. So I think that can make a difference for Belgium, like how it made for Germany against Portugal. But hey, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But great day for football games, man. Italy, for me, man of the match for Italy would have to be Chiesa, just because Chiesa, I feel like he's the one that bailed Italy out, because at times I feel like Italy were just bailed out by VAR just because of just how bad they just performed, because at times they just looked absolutely lost in attack. They looked like they didn't know how to break down Austria's defense, and it took them only 95 minutes to do that. So that's going to be that. And one player to watch out tomorrow for Belgium. I think it's going to be one of those games for Belgium where De Bruyne and Lukaku are going to have great games. And I still believe that Lukaku is going to finish as the top scorer in this entire tournament, because Lukaku recently for Belgium has been so clinical, just like De Bruyne. Because let's be honest, I mean, maybe Portugal might have the upper advantage here over Belgium just because of their midfield, because I think that maybe Portugal have more depth in their midfield compared to Belgium. But I mean, hey, tomorrow's Belgium's back four is going to have a big test to see if they can contain Ronaldo, because one of the main ways how Belgium can win against Portugal is if they contain Ronaldo. That's how I see Belgium maybe squeaking out a win tomorrow against Portugal. But I think it's going to be just like that Italy-Austria game tomorrow, where it's going to go into extra time, and then both teams will see who's going to make that first mistake in extra time. You know, that's how I believe the game is going to go down. So that's that. But I mean, I don't think I have anything much else to say in this stream here, just because I feel like I already covered and analyzed everything here. So yeah, guys, unless you have any more questions you want to ask me in the chat bar, then feel free to do so, because I'm probably going to hang out here for maybe like another 5 minutes, you know, just read through comments on the subreddits to see what people have to say. And yeah, all right, so one other thing I forgot to say about this game is that the VAR right there on Arnautovic was super close. Like, I think he was only like a hair of a foot offside. Like, that's just how close the game, the VAR came to deciding the outcome of the game. Because like I said before, had Austria first scored, then I don't think Italy would have came back at all. But, you know, Italy, luckily, they were able to strike first, and that's what single-handedly won them this game. So, yeah. So my prediction for the Netherlands, Czech Republic, 3-1, like how I said in my video. And tomorrow, I think I picked Portugal to win that game 2-1. Yeah, I picked Portugal to win that game just because I think Ronaldo going to come up in the clutch again. And I think Portugal maybe have the better midfield compared to Belgium. But Belgium, they're currently actually ranked number 1 in the world right now. Yeah, it is true. VAR can be a blessing and a curse. Sometimes VAR just can either come out on a good note or on a positive note. But without a doubt, a dark horse team in this tournament, I feel like would have to be Denmark, man. What a performance today by Denmark, dude. I gotta admit. Denmark just looked completely composed, and they played as a team. But I'm just wondering if Eriksen will ever be able to play again football, man. That's my biggest concern, is wondering if Eriksen will be cleared to play, or if he's going to have to be forced to retire at the age of 29. Because, I mean, I have a feeling that maybe Eriksen will eventually be forced to retire before the age of 30, just because of that because of that cardiac arrest he suffered in that game against Finland. Because that was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen in a tournament, / the most heartbreaking, just because, I mean, I just couldn't imagine like the pain on everybody's face in that stadium. Like, that completely just was heartbreaking to see. But hey, the good news is Eriksen, he managed to survive, and that's what matters, man. A player's health always comes first before a career. For me, I'm going to say 2-1 for Portugal after extra time. You know, Ronaldo just coming up in that clutch again. So, yeah. But if there's one team that I think is definitely going to go to the final, it's going to be France, dude. I don't see how France are going to get knocked out, because I think that the final is going to determine who's going to be able to make it and play France. Because, I mean, I don't see how Switzerland are going to be able to knock off France. Because, I mean, France have the overall better squad, and unless, you know, France play like how Italy played inside the first 90 minutes and having to be dependent on extra time to win, then I think France are probably going to win. I'd say 3-1 against Switzerland, because I think in that game for France, Benzema is going to score a hat-trick, because for France this season, man, I mean, this tournament, I think that the best player for him, without a doubt, has been Benzema. Because Benzema has been outperforming guys, I feel like, you know, like Griezmann and Mbappe Benzema has been definitely outperforming him. What's going on, Justin? I'm doing great, my man. Just got done watching the games today. Pretty fun day for all the football games and all that stuff. I just love it how during the tournament we have the transfer windows going on too. Like that's kind of crazy how they're also having the transfers. But who do you guys think was the best player so far in this entire tournament? For me, it would probably have to be either Ronaldo or maybe Lukaku, because I think both Ronaldo and Lukaku just showed off their best traits in this game, you know, their best performances. Like, I gotta admit, both Lukaku and Ronaldo just completely took this tournament by storm. But man, for that Netherlands game tomorrow, like, I think that if the Netherlands striker in Weghorst is gonna have a good game tomorrow, then I see maybe Netherlands being a team that can go pretty far here in this tournament, because I think that the only thing that the Netherlands lack is a solid striker, because the Netherlands, they're looking very solid on the ball right now, especially in midfield, but I just think they're lacking that lethal striker that they had in Van Persie, because if they can just get that, then I think they're going to be a complete team. And once Van Dijk comes back, then I see him making a very deep push at the World Cup. But I'm just surprised they were able to play well against all teams without Van Dijk, because De Ligt and De Vrij, without a doubt, have been the central rocks in the Dutch defense for this tournament. And so Benitez is going to be returning to Everton as a replacement for Carlo Ancelotti. Yo, I'm so curious to see how Ancelotti's going to perform at Madrid, you know? Like, I think that Ancelotti maybe will lead Madrid far, but I think that's kind of a downgrade compared to Zidane, just because I think that one reason why Ancelotti was able to lead Madrid to that Champions League in 2014 was because of just having Ronaldo. So, I think that's pretty much it with this stream here, ladies and gents. I'm probably going to end the stream here, so thank you to everybody who showed up to my stream. Make sure you guys keep on liking, subscribing to my channel for more videos, and I guess I'll catch you people in another video.